What's going on, agents? Ask Adam here. If you enjoyed today's content, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to get future Division 2 updates. Also, remember to hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Before I get started, I'd like to say thank you to my fellow service members and veterans. We love you. Thank you for your service. Also, suicide is never an option. If you're feeling suicidal, please get help. Call a family member, call a friend, call the National Suicide Hotline, message me. Do what you need to do to get well. Alright guys, so what my plan for today is I'm going to run through every single damage skill and show you what the numbers look like. First of all, I'm going to show you what mod I'm running on the skill, and then go ahead and proc my BTSU Gloves and then let you see the damage numbers. The reason I'm going to do this is because I've seen tons of videos on, and there's nothing wrong with them, that, here's the best blind, flame turret build, here's the best, whatever build. Well, skill builds are skill builds. But the only thing that changes on skill builds is whether you have destructive on everything, whether you're running damage to elites, which I'm actually going to take off, and whether you proc your skills like rooted and spike and the backpack talent that gives you extra damage. That's really, other than that, the mods are really what does it, and everything else is just icing on the cake, extra damage. So what I thought I'd do is just go through each single skill and show you the different damage numbers from those skills. Like I said, I do not have, I think I have 5% damage to elites right now. So it shouldn't be too much of a difference. In fact, let me do this. Now I should have 0. Okay. I don't know where that 5% comes from. Maybe actually maybe I do. Let's see if I can get rid of that real quick. I don't know why it's showing up, but let's get rid of it. Damage to elites, 0%. Alright. So, I do on this build have, let's see, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 125 with demolition, maybe 130% explosive damage. So, on the damage skills, that would be something that you would want to take into account. You're not going to have as high numbers if you don't have that high of destructive. But everything else should just be straight damage. I do not have rooted on there, so I won't have any extra damage from that. I'm not going to shoot them in the head, so there won't be any extra damage from that. So, let's go ahead and start off with the turret. We'll just go down the line. On my turret, I have 2 damage mods. Both are 137% damage and 10 extra sniper ammo, which doesn't matter because I don't have another damage mod, so that's what will be on there. Wish I had another damage mod. I don't even know if they make damage mod for the ammo box. I'm going to say probably not. There was on the PTS, but I'm going to guess no on here. But anyway, let's go ahead and start this off. I'm going to try to do it the same for all of them. So with the blind, it was hitting for 57,000. Without the blind, it's 38,290. I guess I don't want to type that into my clan chat, do I? Alright, so that is the normal turret. Let that cool down for just a second. And now we will switch up to the flame turret. Again, just the 2 damage mods, which are pretty decent damage mods. Alright, let's see what we get. Let's roll that back. So we had some 19,000s, we had some 24,000s, 16,000, and then it started procking for some reason. 44,000, 45,000, 34. Then we had the explosion. The explosion was 220,000. And then we had 19 and 12. And then 34. It's not bad all in all. I will say this. With damage to elites, it was in the 60s. Now, granted, you would say, hey, you had 45,000, so yes, you would say that that was 45%. So that's about 45% of that. So, but I do want to stress, I actually like damage to elites, and I plan on making a build that does not have destructive and relies on either the flame turret and the drone or something like that, but does not play into explosives. That's my next build if I can get it together. Alright, so that is the flame turret. On to the sniper turret. Maybe the sniper turret, because I do like the sniper turret. Did I reset that? Yeah, I must have. Alright, 2 damage with, 1 without. And then I do want to try, does that give me headshot damage? So 2 headshots. Three headshots. Alright, let's take a look at those numbers. So we had 1,000,005 on the blinded target, another 1,000,005 on the blinded target, or 1,050,000, and then a body shot, which was 701,000, and then a headshot on a non-blinded target of 1,021,000. Not bad, not bad. Now, if only we still had the 40-something rounds that we had on the PTS, that would be sweet. All right. Next, do I have another turret? I do have another turret because I'm demo spec'd. All right, let's try this out. Can't think what it's called now. Artillery turret. Okay, on blinded targets, 987. Non-blinded targets, although I don't think it's scrolling, 987. Okay, so it doesn't matter. That damage does not take into account the 50%, so that's bugged. Alright, interesting. Interesting. So we got one that was 1.2 million. But other than that, they were all 987. So the blinded targets did not matter whatsoever. I didn't get the extra 50% damage. Man, finding bugs all over the place. Alright. So that's it for the turrets. Let's go on to the hive. Stinger hive. And I have to admit, I have done this before because I've made this video before. And this actually was quite impressive. and not at the same time. And you'll see why if you haven't tried it yet. That's friggin' impressive. And then it's gone. I like that. I like the speed of it. I like darn near everything about it, except for the fact it doesn't last long enough. The base charges need to be increased to at least 30. And darn it, I forgot to show you my mods, but I'll do that here in a second. So it was 193 without the blind. It was in the 249, 250, or I'm guessing the somewhere in there is the explosion, and then the blinded. So it's in the 300s to 250s to 375s blinded, and then the explosion is in the 200s as well. But that really just doesn't hold a candle. I mean, if you had base 50 charges, maybe that would be worth throwing out there, especially for a 46-second cooldown. Alright, so now that I've done that, let me show you what mods I have on it. Because I actually have a damage, a charges, and a charges. So imagine if I only had 5 charges, which I think is what the base is. That would be gone in an instant. Wouldn't kill, but maybe one guy, and then be on cooldown. So, I mean, I guess I could play around with the mods, but I don't think I have anything. Yeah, I guess I could get that down to probably 20 seconds, but still, I don't see that being worth it. But anyway, this is just about damage numbers. So, damage numbers, 190-something thousand, so I would guess, you know, we're probably in the 3 million range for the whole thing. Alright. Next skill. Chem launcher. Fire starter. And I am running a 76.7% damage and plus 5 ammo on this. Now I've seen a lot of videos on this, and they are right. It's good. But there's people are putting out build videos around it, and I'm just like, yeah, it's just something you can use. It's not a build, it's just a skill. If you've got a skill build, you can use it. Alright, so the base damage of the explosion is 406,000. And I can tell you with my 45% damage to elites, that's like 550,000. And then it's burning for 34,000. And that's my second hit, 406 and 34. So that also does not seem like it's getting the extra damage from the 50%, the third talent on the gloves. But that is the damage for it. And I believe that the oxidizer is exactly the same. But we'll see. 406, 34. The only nice thing about the Chem Launcher heal is that, or Chem Launcher heal, the Fire Starter is that it procs the skill itself. So you could use the Fire Starter as the BTSU Glove proc. Into the void. Now, I do want you to notice how long those last. This skill actually lasts, and is probably a bug, for like 12 seconds with the infusion. See how long that lasts? Watch him pop up again. It's still going. It's like 12 seconds. which is really nice. Alright, let's take a look at the numbers. 87,000, and then 58,000. So the 87,000 is with the blind. The 58,000 is without the blind. Nothing wrong with that, for sure. Also, like I said, it lasts about 12 seconds. My only problem with the Chem launcher is that it's hard to hit stuff, it seems like. Stuff will roll out of your cloud in an instant. They know it's coming. Alright, on to the next one. Next, we will do the burster Firefly. And we will do the flame. We'll set them on fire to get the proc. Oh, it fell into nowhere again. Alright, so we got our proc. $760,000. That's pretty weak sauce, in my opinion. But it is what it is, because I gotta show you the mods again. Why don't I remember that first? 20% speed, 91% skill haste, 190 skill haste, because if not, it's on a way higher cooldown. And I used it for the blind, really, because it brings it down to closer to the blind duration. And I don't think I have any damage, actually, so I can't even show you extra damage, but it's going to take the, if I do that, it's going to take it up to like 20 seconds, so it wouldn't be worth it anyway. So there you go for the Firefly, the burster, 760,000. I will not be using that. Next, I can't show you these two because they drop at your feet. So if I equip that, and I put my blind back on. Oh, I guess I can't throw that one. Okay. So let me restart this. Alright, I'm going to do that again because I don't even know what I'm looking at. 1 second. Drop this bad boy over here. Let it blow up. $1.4 million and 1,143,000. And then that is the blow up damage, I believe, the 240. So, yeah, it's alright. Nowhere near the, in my opinion, the Cluster Seeker, which of course is next. I cannot do that one because it drops it right at your feet and it won't go over the sandbags there. Alright, let's do a little analysis here. $1.14, so definitely better than the single. because it does a ton more damage than the single. Look at all of that damage. I mean, we all knew that that's by far the best, but so just with the 130% odd explosive damage, I'm doing over 1 million on most targets. I'd say it's averaging in the 900,000. And on that, I have 1 skill haste, 1 94% damage, and 1 6 extra mines. I do not have another damage, but I would love to try that out and see what that extra 100% gives me, or extra 90-something percent anyway. But that is for another time, because I don't have it. If you're interested in the drone, let's take a look at that. $1,600 damage on a blinded target and 1066 on a non-blinded target. Now I do have some decent mods on this, but I really want to get one of the 500 mods or 600 mods, which they said were going to happen. Actually, I don't know if it actually did. So 10667 and 1600. It's not bad. Not bad at all for something that flies around. Now it can be killed, which I don't like, but it is what it is, right? And finally, the bomber drone. All right. 1.3, 1.2, 1.3, 2 million, 15,000. Nice. That's very good. I do want to try it again though without the blind, because I can't really. Still in the 1 millions. 1,682,000. But I'll tell you what, that damage to elites really stacks when you get these big numbers. The last time I did it with my damage to elites on, I want to say I had like 2.4 million. I guess I could try that, couldn't I? Let me switch this out for my other with the 40% damage to elites. So that 115 million was the last one. So at 201 or 2 million was the highest, and this I had 2.4 million. That's the difference between the damage to elites. Now, speaking of that, damage to elites does not work for anything that shoots bullets. It's going to. It is planned to, but at the moment, only the explosive and the flame and the oxidizer, I believe, are the 3 things that do work with damage to elites. If it shoots, it does not. So like anything with a bullet. Alright guys, well that is it for today. That is all of the skills. I don't think I have any mods that are exceptional, so I think everybody probably has around the same ones or can get them. It's not, you know, I don't have any 2900. Well, I think I've got one 2900, but most are, you know, 2670. Nothing amazing, just decent. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you later. Thanks. Bye.